Right. Hello.
Hi, finally get to meet and talk without
Yes,
drama.
I know. We seem to have had a lot of that of late.
We have had a bit.
I blame the snow. We've had a bit of snow, and I live on the edge of the Peak District, so it's the weather's fault, obviously.
Yeah. I have heard there's a lot of snow for you guys, and also my friends in America are knee deep in it apparently. So,
Well, that's America's
yeah,
fault. They threatened to invade Greenland, so Greenland decided to attack them with weather.
that's right. And we're here. I'm in like 35-degree day today, so we're like
Okay,
cooking.
that's right. Just like rub it in, and
Sorry
say
about that. I was
how nice you are
sitting
with the
with my
weather.
cold drink.
It's
You
definitely
probably got a hot drink.
it's gloves and jumper weather at the minute where I live.
Okay. Yeah. Not here.
I've got me dinosaur shirt on because I know you have rather large creatures over in Australia, so I thought this is
We do.
fitting.
We do have a few large, between the sharks misbehaving lately and the crocodiles and the lizards and everything else. Yes, we do have a few. Even the spiders are big here, so
I
it
know.
is very appropriate.
Do you have a pet huntsman? Because a lot of people like keep a huntsman in the house.
Here in our studio, often they come in here, but because it's been so hot, I haven't seen any. But in wintertime, they come in this area to get away from the cold,
Wow.
what we call cold weather.
Yeah. See, I'm very brave, me. When it comes to spiders, I shriek like a little girl and run the other way.
Yeah. We don't like them, but we put up with them because they're here. So no
Yeah.
point arguing with them. It's just sort of like, just hope we ignore them and they go away.
But it's the little ones you've got to worry about, isn't it? Not the big ones.
Well, yeah, the redbacks are pretty bad, I hear. So don't go near
Yeah.
them.
I actually wanted to start the meeting with the usual traditional Australian greeting, like g'day.
G'day, 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 mate. Hope you're having a good day.
So I'm here for Dale's Gig Reviews and Metalliville online magazine, and I'm talking to the absolutely wonderful Genevieve from Temtris or Temtris. Yeah, there's no P in
Temtris.
it.
No, it's very confusing for people. We did do that for a reason. There was another band when we started many moons ago called Temtris with a P. So
Yeah.
we decided to do something a little different. And of course, when our bandmate drew up the logo, it looked better without the P in it anyway. It was more symmetry. So we went with that spelling, which has confused a few people. And when people look us up, they're like, I can't find you because they forget there's no P in there. So, but
I do have to apologise on behalf of all my neighbours and my family for my awful, awful singing in the bath to the Bleeding Heart song. It's my favourite. Absolutely, World is bleeding out.
yeah.
It's it's a brilliant song. The chorus I tend to sing at full voice in the bath, really badly, I will add. Now, I wrote down what I think the lyrics are. I want to make sure I've got them correct because there's nothing worse than singing a song repeatedly and convincing yourself you've got the correct lyrics. And I've tried to find the lyrics and I can't find them. You need to get some
Ah,
lyrics printed out. So it's no sedation,
yep.
two hearts in pain,
No,
any
to
fool,
hide the pain.
two
So no
hearts
sedation, no sedation to hide the pain.
to hide the pain. I thought you were two hearts
Mhm,
in pain. There you go.
mhm,
To hide the pain. Right. You should
mm,
really be singing this to me.
yeah.
Um, any fool can see the world is bleeding. And it says, beyond salvation. Now, this is a bit which I weren't sure. No tourniquet.
Correct.
Oh, I've
No
got that bit
tourniquet.
right. I got the
We
first
did.
bit wrong, which I thought was correct. And I got the other bit right, which any fool can see the world is bleeding out. So, yeah.
Yes, there you
So
go.
to hide the pain. There you go.
Yeah,
Not
no
two hearts.
sedation, no drugs to hide the pain. You just got to suck it up.
Yeah, I'll get you to sing that to me later.
Can do.
So You started it, is it 2006 you started this band, or have I got that wrong?
Look, our very, very first album, Threshold, was released in 2002 from memory. Very
2002.
long time ago now. Yeah, we had our first album was called Threshold, and that
Yeah,
was yeah, we were just we actually were previously had a band called Labyrinth, but there's another Italian metal band called Labyrinth, which we hadn't heard of at the time. So we changed the name to Temtris. And we started gigging. We wanted to have a metal band. We had our other guitarist back then that was doing death backing vocals. So we had a lot more death backing vocals, which was sort of just coming into the metal scene with bands with
yeah.
female singers and the backing vocals being deaf vocals. So we did that for a few albums. So that was on our first album. And I think we did that on about our second and third album. And then people kept saying, why do you do deaf vocals? You don't really need them. So we started just sort of not doing them anymore. And yeah, they got sort of pulled out of what we were, recording. So we
Yeah.
don't use them anymore in our sound. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't need them. Your voice is absolutely tremendous. It's
Thank you.
you've got no, you really have got a fantastic singing voice. And I read that one of your inspirations is this man behind me, Bruce Dickinson.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got Iron Maiden there and Bruce Dickinson there. Just but
Amazing.
I also
Yep.
put Hearts behind me because
Oh
obviously
yeah.
they're amazing, and
Amazing.
the singing voice again is absolutely tremendous. Very similar
Exactly.
to what you do, your sort of range.
Yes, I love
So
that band.
yeah, so is that the sort of stuff you listen to? What you inspired to be like?
Yep. Listen, honestly, Bruce Dickinson was my main. I mean, when I was younger, I was right into Pat Benatar and her style of singing because she had that big rock voice and she had that operatic training where I had a little bit of vocal lessons and my singing teacher wanted me to do opera. And I was like, no, I want to do metal. And I was at 14, I joined my first band and we were covering metal songs. Got right into Bruce Dickinson and I thought his style really suits my kind of vocal style that I had myself. And I really just remember hearing Run to the Hills and thinking, yep, that's who I want to be like. And of course, I was into singers like Doro Pesh from Warlock as well. But I've always focused on those male singers, Dio, and then you've got, Halloween vocalists, which are amazing, and Iced Earth and all those big power vocalists, which I absolutely love. So
Yeah,
there's not many girls doing that power vocal anymore. A lot of the girls have gone to either the deaf vocal or the symphonic sort of sound, I've
yeah,
noticed.
yeah. Because you talk of Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys, Part Two. There,
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
you cover Eagle Fly Free. That's the latest cover, I believe.
Yeah, that was fun to do. And we're going to try and do that when we tour. So
Oh,
play it for everyone
fabulous!
live.
Yeah, because that is an incredible song.
Yeah, yeah,
So this here is literally my youth listening
yeah,
these albums, especially Heart and Halloween. They were like
yeah,
my until I discovered Iron Maiden. But Halloween, I absolutely love them. I've got some.
yeah, amazing band. It's my drummer's favorite, probably one of my drummers would say his favorite band, Halloween. So he was the
Yeah,
reason we did the cover song because he wanted to do a Halloween cover because he loves doing that sort of drumming. So he picked it.
yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Amazingly, I've never seen them live. I've seen Iron Maiden several times, but I've never
Oh,
seen Halloween. I need to make it a mission to see them.
you do.
Um,
You do. Well, they're
and
doing a world tour at the moment, so maybe you'll be able to catch them.
yeah, hopefully. And just for bragging rights, that Bruce Dickinson there, it's actually signed by Bruce Dickinson.
Oh, see, I'm very jealous. I would love to meet Bruce. He is the one person I have not had the chance because we supported a lot of bands, but I've not had the chance
Yeah,
to meet Bruce. And I'd love to sit down
he's,
with
he's
him
a
and talk to him.
he's a very lovely bloke, and I've got a really funny story. My partner might throw a cushion at me for telling this story. You've seen Dirty Dancing, haven't you?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. And Baby, when she meets Johnny for the first time, she's carrying that watermelon. She has that moment. I carried a watermelon, and afterwards, she was like, "Why did I say that?" Um, I had a really good conversation with Bruce Dickinson because, as you can tell, I like to talk. And
Yes.
my partner, she met him, and all she could say was, "You seem like a nice chap."
It's hard to look. I met Dave Mustaine and I didn't know what to say. So I
Yeah.
feel your pain. Yeah. Yeah.
For about an hour after, she's like, I can't believe that's all I could say.
I know. It's amazing that you think about meeting these people and then when you actually do, you go blank and you just don't know what to say to them. It's so true.
Yeah, but I managed to meet all three Iron Maiden singers on the same year. Bruce, and I met Blaze Bailey at Stone Dead Festival, as well as
Wow.
Paul Diano. And Paul Diano died about a month, two
Yes.
months after. So I was lucky to meet all three that year. So
You were very lucky. You've ticked all those boxes of the Iron Maiden
I have,
fans.
yes. But I need to go to the Carlton Horses in London, which you will be playing on the 15th of May.
Yeah, we played there before and we absolutely loved it. So of course had to rebook to go back. It's such a iconic venue, and how can you not play in London? You've got to go to London when you go to the UK, right? So it
Yeah, that's right. Well,
was
I've
one of the
never been to the Carlton Horses. It's on my to-do list.
wow. There you go.
Yeah, so Friday the 15th of May, Carlton Horses in London. And then 16th of May, you're at the Griffin in Bristol. And then you're at
Yes.
one of my favourite clubs on the 21st of May, which is the Gifford Arms in
Yeah.
Wolverhampton.
I
And so
haven't played there before, so I'm keen to check it. I've heard it's a great venue, so I'm looking forward to playing there.
well, they've got a Devil's Throne, so you need to obviously sit on that and have some photos done.
Oh.
And
Well, that'll
they've got,
suit me well. My
sorry,
nickname's Evil Jen. My nickname's Evil Jen, so I'll fit there quite nicely.
Evil Jen. Yeah, they've also got coffin-shaped tables as well. So
Oh,
it is,
wow. Awesome.
yeah, such a
Sounds
cool,
great.
cool bar. Yeah, it's brilliant. My friend were actually texting me today because his favorite band is playing there later, LN, which is like a Viking um, Celtic band from
Oh, yeah.
Newcastle.
Cool.
So that they're playing there later. Then on Friday, the 22nd of May, you're at the Percy Cafe Bar in Whitchurch. And then
Great venue.
Saturday, the 23rd of May, you'll be meeting me.
Oh,
Yeah, so you'll be at the
York,
Yorkshireman in
Yorkshire
Sheffield.
man. Yeah, that's another great. We had so much fun there when we played there last time too. It was
Yeah,
awesome. So that was another one. That's the joy of having toured there before and played these venues. I knew straight away where to hit up and say, "Can you have us back?" Because we had such a great time. So it made things a lot easier for me to rebook this time and just go, "Yes, we definitely want to play here and here and here." So,
yeah,
and I mean, why wouldn't you go back to these great venues? I love these venues where you can actually sit with the audience and have a chat after the show and hang out with everyone and get to really meet people and have a proper talk with them. So it's really cool.
yeah. Well, that's a great thing about venues like this where you can meet the bands and because a lot of people they listen to you, they see your videos, they never get
Yes,
to actually meet you because like you're Australian and it's not like you're local and you're doing the circuit all the time and
that's right. And
yeah,
you never
so
know when they're going to come back because it's getting expensive to tour. So hopefully this is not the last. I wouldn't say it's the last time, but it is getting dearer and dearer to get on a plane and fly over from Australia. So
yeah, I can imagine. Um, so you're also at an Infernal Festival in Australia on February the 7th. What's all that about? Infernal Metal.
um,
Is-
that one actually just recently got cancelled. Sadly, we were all excited for
Oh,
that festival. Um, but there was some issues with some of the bands and the venue. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it's all been just in the last few weeks shut down. So we were all excited for that because we were prepping our set to get ready for that to be our next show. But now I'm said to the boys, I said, now we've got, because we had nothing booked because we're so busy organising our European tour and UK tour, I said, I better book some shows before we go away so we can warm up and get our set ready since that one got cancelled. So, yeah, it's all a bit quiet at the moment, which is, it was okay at the start, but now I'm itching to get back on stage. So now we've had our
yeah,
Christmas break and everyone's had a rest. It's like, can we get back to it and do what we do well?
yeah.
So,
Well, what's the metal scene like in Australia? Because we don't get to hear of many metal or rock bands from your
Mm.
neck of the woods. There's a lot of pop bands, and a lot of
Yep.
pop singers, but we don't really get to hear much from the metal scene.
There is a metal scene here in Australia. You've got your audience that goes out to your download and your Not Fest and that go to the big shows when they tour, and they'll pack out the venues. You're pulling, 1,000 people to a Burning Witches show or something like that, similar. Ripper Owens and people like that, when they tour, they're filling venues. The local scene, you're probably pulling 100 people to a show. It's hard to get the crowds that follow the bigger bands to the smaller shows.
Yeah,
But there is a festival here that runs in Sydney every year called Steel Assassins Festival, and that's a 2-day festival which runs underground bands, and we had a Raven play it one year, which was really cool. So they run that usually on a Friday and a Saturday in Sydney, and that's packs out quite nicely for the local scene, and it gets all the local metalheads. They come together and hang out for 2 days and just drink lots of alcohol, usually drink out the bar and support the local metal band. So that's really a cool event, and everyone sort of tries to get that to support that because it's such a great thing to keep the smallest or the underground bands alive. So,
yeah,
but yeah, the scene's definitely there to support. I mean, there's people that you see at the big shows, which often frustrates bands like us that are trying to build their career. They'll go to the downloads, they'll go to the Not Fest, they'll go to the big bands, but getting them to into the local scene is difficult, and costs here in Australia are very expensive. To go out costs a lot of money here. Our alcohol is taxed at a ridiculous rate. So you're paying $12 to $15 for a vodka and Coke basically in a can. So it's crazy.
wow. I'll
Yeah.
do the conversion later to see what that's like in pounds.
Yeah, well,
Um,
for we're half of your pound, so there you go. There's nearly $20 or $30 for a Jack Daniels and Coke.
wow, because we've got
Yeah,
a local pub near us, and because we live in a little village, so we've got two pubs, but they cater for the tourists. And
yep,
to have a little glass of wine, it's £9, which I'm not
yeah.
sure what. Yeah, not sure what
It's
that
about
equates to in
18, yeah,
dollars.
about
Yeah,
$18 for us. So it's a
yeah.
lot.
So yeah, it's a lot of money for a little bit of wine.
Sure
So
is.
we have to travel if we want a decent drink.
Well, I'll
So
travel to you for a decent drink because it's cheaper. Yeah.
yes, definitely. So you've done 8 albums and one compilation album,
Yes.
but your new album is Queen of Crows. Is that correct?
Yep. This is the Beastie Queen of Crows there.
Oh wow, cool artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got the owl on the back. So,
yeah. Who does
so
the
yeah.
artwork?
Well, my husband and myself, Anthony Fox. So inside it's got like tarot cards, which we did.
Yeah,
So yeah, I usually before we write an album, I have a theme, which I've done for most of our albums. I like to have a concept to write about. It just
yeah,
makes it easy for me to put emotional content into songs. So this album was all about consequences of decisions in life and choices you make and other people's choices that affect you. So it gave me a broad area to write about emotionally. And yeah, usually then we have come up with some artwork to match that theme.
yeah.
And we were going to call that album Consequences
Right.
originally, and then Kill Switch Engage beat us to it with a similar album name. So I had to come up with a different album. So then I was looking up names of goddesses that controlled karma and fate and came up with the Queen of Crows. Since crows seem to like to judge people, I thought, well, that'll work nicely.
Yeah, that's really good. Um, that video in the sand, is it for World is Bleeding Out? Where did you film that?
That's in a place in Newcastle, which is 2 hours drive from Sydney up north.
Yeah,
And it's in a place called Stockton Sand Dunes.
right.
And literally it's an amazing place to go to. Visually it's stunning, and it's funny because when I first started thinking about writing this album, I'd watched the latest Dune movie and I had this sort of vibe in my head, and it all came together. And when the photographer said, I've got this place that we could film at. It matched the album cover. There was even a tree there where we took photos that looked like the tree on the album cover. It was really just meant to be. So, but it was a
Yeah.
very hot day and we all got very sunburnt and had sand in everything.
I was about to say that. Are you still fishing out sand out your shoes?
It's
And
funny. The boys had sand in their guitars and in their guitar cases, and the drummer had sand in his. And we went and did a show after we'd filmed that or probably about a month later. We supported Ripper Owens at a venue in
yeah,
Sydney. And I went to the show and put my boots on that I'd worn at the film clip. And when I got to the venue, I had to take my boots off because there was more sand in the front of my boots. And I'm like, oh my God, the sand's following us everywhere.
yeah. Oh dear, that's it does look a lot of fun. It's a really good video. Enjoyed watching
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
So what
thanks.
what what do we expect from your live shows then?
Look, we are going to play as many songs off the new album as possible. And then we'll play, of course, our other favourites, our singles that people love, like Forever, which is another track which we've done a film clip for that is pretty much fan favourite. And then I said we'll pull out that Halloween cover for people because everyone loves a good cover on the night. And we just want to put on a good show for everybody, catch up with everyone that came last time, regrow our fan base and, just have a beer with people and just chill and actually have some fun because we're a very energetic band and what we love about it. We just love giving it all and just having people up close and having a good headbang with the crowd and
Yeah.
having a beer after.
Well, look, my partner drinks my quota because I don't drink, so I'm sure she'll quite happily sit with you and have a couple of gins.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Um, so you mentioned you've done the Halloween cover. Have you done an
Yes.
Iron Maiden cover?
Not one we've recorded. We did on the last tour when we played Carts and Horses, we did Wasted Years while we were on tour.
Good song, yeah.
Yeah. And we have in previous years done The Evil That Men Do on tour as well, because anyone says sing a Bruce Dickinson song and I'm like, yep, easy. I shouldn't say easy, but it's just for me, it's just feels natural to sing his stuff. So I'm quite happy to do a cover by Bruce anytime. And I do love his solo work too. I love his solo albums, which I am a
Yeah,
collector of as well. So
yeah. Mandrake album is really good. I
yes, it is
really
good. I did
enjoyed
like
that
that.
because at his tour, he actually played a theremin. The
Oh,
metal
yeah,
pole on the box where you
yeah,
wave your hand and you do you use the airwaves to make a sound. And
yeah, wow.
I'm at a heavy metal concert and he's there with a theremin. It was very
Oh,
very bizarre. But yeah, I've got. I'm not bragging,
oh,
but that's signed as well.
that's amazing. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I love my Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson, and I've got quite a lot of stuff.
I can relate. It's all good.
So you're in the recording studio at your house, are you? Is that where you sat?
Yeah, this is where we do our stuff that we can do at home here. When we do albums, we do actually book a studio for vocals and drums,
Yeah,
but the boys can do all their guitars here and we'll usually take a week to just record all the drums and vocals and get it all done there. And so the drummer and myself will take turns. He'll do a bit and then I'll do a bit and then we'll record that way. And then anything we need polishing up, I can come back here and do at home if I need to add anything or I think that needs a backing vocal or a harmony that sometimes you don't hear it until you've recorded everything and go, oh, there's a layer missing here. So we can fix that up in our home studio. So it gives us the ability to do all our tracking here and write our songs here and pre-record them and get them ready before we hit the studio. And it's actually works out really good for us to have this option. So it's a lot. I think a lot of bands are doing that now. You just have to record at home because the money just isn't there to do things in a studio like we'd like to. Everyone would love to sit in a studio for 5 weeks and be paid to just record, but it doesn't work like that,
no, it
sadly.
doesn't. Yeah, I've just had one of them stupid moments. Because I said that you started in '06, and I've actually got wrote down here your Escape Reality demo in 2002, and then I realised '06 I put OG 'cause it's OG original members, which is Genevieve, Anthony Fox, who used to be in
Yeah.
Labyrinth. It says, and so the OG is the '06 is actually OG. It's my writing. I can't read my own writing.
Well, Escape Reality was the band before Temtris. That was our sort of our high school band that we started, and we went and recorded that EP, Escape Reality, at Sony Records. We recorded 4 songs and just self-released that and played that around before we became an actual. We were sort of like it was like a heavy rock band. It wasn't quite metal and it wasn't hard. It was heavier than just rock music. So it was in the middle when we were
Yeah,
testing the waters, and we just got heavier and as we've gone along, and as you do, you find your sound, you play with things and your bands have evolved. So
yeah.
what we are now is what we're comfortable with. So
Nadi, is it Nadi? I can't pronounce
Nadi,
that. Yeah, that surname I
Narusian,
can't pronounce. That's the one.
Nadi.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yep, you were right. Nadi Narusian. Yep.
It says guitars and piano. So do you have keys a lot in your music or?
We have for our previous album, the Chaos Divine album, we actually had Nardi get up and played as a piano piece between 2 of the songs. That is like an intro piece, and we got him to come up on stage and play that. So we had a nice little thing where we had to pull out the piano and play, and then get the guitar on. So that kept him working hard. So yeah, we do have keys in there, but it's not something we write all the time, because we're one of those people that with our writing, we just write for the emotional content to match the lyrics and the whole story. So if it needs it, we'll put it in. If it doesn't, we don't do it just because. So it's got
Yeah.
to have a connection, yeah, to put it in there.
Who does the writing and who comes up with the thought process? Is it you or is it collaboration? Is it?
Like I said, I usually have a theme for the album, and then myself and Anthony Fox do most of the writing, although Chaos Divine, we had Nardi bring a lot of stuff to the table, and but I'll do a lot of the lyrics. Like this album, I did most of the lyrics for by just Anthony. I'll give him ideas of what I want sound-wise, and we'll put something together. But the World is Bleeding Out song is actually all Anthony Fox's song. That whole song, that is the first one he wrote for that album. He just had a whole idea and he composed the whole thing, wrote the lyrics, which
Wow.
is, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It just gets a bit tricky sometimes because he'll go, I want you to sing this. And I'll be like, really? Like, I don't know if you've listened to the album, the song off this, which is called Carnival of Tears. When he first wrote that and showed me the vocal line and how much it jumped, I went, I am not ever going to sing that song live. That is ridiculous. I don't know if I can do this. And I worked it out, and now we are singing it live because I've worked out how to do it. But he likes to challenge me and see, like, I'll make it harder each album and see what you can do. So I think he thinks it's a bit of a joke to go, let's see if I can piss her off by doing this.
I can imagine you call him some names at times.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, we do.
so Nadi had a whole year break and is now back
Mm.
with the band. Was that to go and find himself or?
It's sort of kind of. Nadi is originally from Iran. So he is now
Okay.
an Australian citizen. He left
Yeah.
Iran because in Iran, you're not allowed to play metal. You're not allowed to play music. You're not allowed to play guitar. Him being a metalhead was very miserable living in Iran, and he left and came to Australia, became an Australian citizen. We've been friends with Nadi for many, many years, and yeah, he joined our band to play guitar for us. When we went on the previous tour, there was a lot going on in Iran with the war, and he
Yeah.
was very worried about his parents. So he came back and said, I'm really stressed at the moment. I can't focus on the writing of this album. I'm really worried about my family. And he actually jumped on a plane, flew back to his family and got them out of the city and moved them to the country out of Iran so they'd be safe, and took a break because he was just overloaded with worrying about his family, and just as you
Yeah.
do when you're so far away, yeah, took a break about whether he could commit to music or not. So once he came back and everything settled down and Donovan decided not to stay and leave because things didn't work out with him. Nardi straight away said, "I'll jump back in." So we were
Oh,
like,
brilliant.
"We'll have you in a heartbeat."
Yeah,
So yeah,
excellent.
luckily it came back.
Yeah, but of course it's all starting up again, isn't it? With it in Iran, it's in fact the whole
It's
world at the minute.
crazy.
It's
Yeah,
a crazy world that we're living in. Very scary at the
it
minute.
sure is.
Yeah, but I like Greenland is using its full force to fight back to America
Oh,
with the weather.
it's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got friends in Canada, and the amount of snow that they've got is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you wonder, well, that's the world is bleeding out. It pretty much sums up what's going on at the moment in the world. So,
Yeah, so don't start me on that because I'll end up singing it. But I will ask you, give us a burst of the chorus because your voice is just incredible. I don't know what warming up you need though for that sort of.
so the world is bleeding out. What do we say the lyrics were? Now I'm going totally blank because I have to
Yeah,
sing
no,
to you.
no sedation, no
Yeah, no,
sedation.
no frustration to hide the pain. The world is bleeding out. Um, no sedation to hide the pain. The world is bleeding out. I could, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
You put
You've
me on the
got
spot now.
your voice is just so it's hard to put it in words. So clear and pure and just powerful. It's really an amazing voice.
Aw, thank you. It's just I have like I said, my singing teacher wanted me to do that opera style. So it's like Brucey Dickinson. Or I can add the grit in there when I need to when I'm cranky singing. So
Yeah. And I presume you can go extremely high then with your voice, with a lot
yeah,
of power behind it.
I can go high, and I've learned to. I used to be one of those people that's like, I'm not going to use my falsetto because it's not proper singing. It's not, you got to use your chest voice and all that stuff. But lately, since Anthony Fox keeps writing higher and higher stuff, I've had to learn to adapt
Yeah.
using that part of my voice, which I used to refuse to use. Because when you're on tour singing night after night, it's sometimes better to use that other part of your vocals to give your voice a rest, especially when you're doing 4 or 5 nights in a row. And some
Yeah.
of our shows we're doing when we go back in May, we're actually doing 2 hour shows. So it's going to be interesting
Wow.
pushing that
Two
hard for a
hours.
couple of minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm now really looking forward to seeing you. So like I mean, covering Halloween, he goes into a very high soprano falsetto sort
Yeah.
of
Amazing.
height. Yeah, his voice. So if you're matching his voice, that's pretty incredible, to be fair.
Yeah. If you give me time to work it out, I can work it out. It's just don't ever give me a song to do on the spot. But once I've got it locked in, we did Barracuda as well one day as a cover. I don't know if you've heard
Yeah.
that one we've done. And that was another one that I had fun with singing that because it's got some really cool vocal lines in it. So once
Well,
I
one of
worked
my
that out, I had
favourite part songs is Bad Animals. That's an
oh yeah,
amazing song, and her
yeah,
voice in that is just incredible. I
yeah.
love
She's got
female. Yeah, I love female singers. I really love female singers. I grew up listening to like Elkie Brooks and Bonnie Tyler and acts like that, and it's carried on in my adult life and listening to like Heart and this one here, which I don't know if you're aware of this one, Cassiette,
no, I haven't heard of her actually.
an English singer. She's a young lass, and she's got an incredible voice. And we heard her do
Mm.
an acoustic set, and it's one of them when she sings, you get the goosebumps. Uh, so, uh,
Yeah, okay.
so discovering you, and I've got like 8 albums to listen to. It's great,
You
you know.
have got a few. I'll have to send you the set list when we get it organised for the show, so you can look up the songs and learn the lyrics.
or, or guess the lyrics, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can get a little monitor up the front for you so you can sing along.
So you really don't want me singing along. My partner can sing. She does a very good Pat Benatar, but no,
Oh,
you
awesome.
don't. You definitely
Mm.
don't want me singing along unless it's Rocky Horror. I do good
Oh, yeah,
Franken.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
So May the 3rd, you've got Hell on Air Festival in Belgium.
Mm,
And then
yeah.
you're coming over to the UK. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hell on Air, we're playing with the Burning Witches and Dogma and a few other.
Yeah.
Liv Sin from Sister Sin. I love that band as well. So yeah, it'll be a good night. And the club there, Club Hell, is an amazing place to play. Eric that runs that is an awesome host who he always looks after his band. So it's going to be a fun night. I'll have to behave myself. I could get in trouble.
Yeah. You shouldn't behave yourself. It's a lot more fun. Uh, so out of your band, who's the biggest diva?
Oh, geez, the diva. That's a true. I would say Nardi. No, he's a sweetheart, but we pick on Nardi all the time. And we always pay out Nick, our drummer, because he loves not Boy George. George Michael is his secret love. So he wears a George Michael shirt on Gay Day, so which is his gay day, he says, so he can like come out of his metal side. We always make jokes about him wearing his his George Michael shirt and his
George Michael.
white hot pants on stage or something. So
Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna do a Wham cover when on your
yeah,
on
we should
tour?
one day, just as a joke, definitely.
Just don't tell him, and then start off doing a Wham cover, and then look at his reaction.
He'd probably just know what to do and start playing along. That's the scary part.
Right, my beautiful lady Tracy, who you will be meeting with me when you come to the Yorkshireman on May the 23rd. She always gives me a question to ask at the end of interviews, and it's
Awesome.
tell us something about your bandmates that we don't know. So you've got to dish the
Hmm.
dirt. You've got to tell us. Apart from we've had the George Michael one, we need to hear some more
Yeah,
dirt about the rest of the band.
some more dirt. Well, I can tell you, probably a lot of people don't realize that Anthony Fox, the guitarist, actually used to be a deputy principal of a school. So
Wow.
lucky the cane's anymore, because he'd probably give the kids a cane. No. So yeah,
Could
he
you
used to.
imagine it when you're doing a performance and the crowd is talking? Silence.
Yeah, that's right. And too loud. But his nickname is actually Fox, and the reason his nickname is Fox is because when he was underage, he was at a pub, and the police came, and the bar staff told everyone to get out because they knew underage back then you could get away with in Australia being underage, and they said you need to leave. The police are coming. And he disappeared and didn't get arrested, apparently, and all the other boys, his mates, got caught by the police. So his nickname became Fox because he disappeared and no one knew where he went. So there you go.
That's really good. So we and what about so we've had Nicholas. What about Nardi? An interesting fact about Nardi.
Nighty's actually, he is a safety officer. So he might come to the venue and say, these lights aren't wired correctly. This is a safety hazard.
He'll probably look at me and think automatically I'm a safety hazard.
Gaffer tape you to the wall so you behave.
And we need an interesting fact about you, of course.
I actually have got lots of martial arts training. So there you go. I used to teach Taekwondo, have a black belt in Taekwondo. And for many years after I did Taekwondo, I learnt Krav Maga, which is taught by the Israeli self-defense forces for self-defense. So I used to train people in gun disarming and stick defense and stuff like that. So if anyone
Wow.
tries to fight me, they're in for trouble.
Do you come with a safety warning then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend actually bought me a jump. Good luck testing me or something like that. Have a go testing me because you'll pay for it basically. So yeah, she thought that would be funny because people look at me and think I'm this just average girl, but I've actually had over 10 years of self-defense experience and teaching martial arts. So yeah, I'm quite capable of looking after myself if I need to. Hopefully that
Yeah.
day never comes. It hasn't had to, besides my job, which sounds really weird, but I worked in a job which was quite violent, so I had to use a lot of self-defense in that job. But yeah, outside the real world, no.
That's cool because it's funny because you've had 10 years of training in martial arts. I can beat you on that. I've had 30 years of training on how to get fat and soft on the settee watching telly.
That's hilarious. It keeps you warm. You need it in this
Yeah.
weather.
Well, it really has been a genuine pleasure talking to you, and I
You
really
too.
cannot wait to see you and you can listen to my awful singing. Well, while you're singing World is Bleeding Out, you'll be telling me to pipe down because I'm drowning you out.
And just remember, it's no sedation to hide the pain. Then you'll be
That's the
fine.
one.
Lovely talking with you too, Dale. And thanks for rescheduling everything. I really appreciate that.
It's absolutely fine. I hope everything is all right on your end.
Cheers.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, I'll see you later.
Thanks, Dale. Catch you
All
around.
right.
See you in
All right, bye.
a few months. Bye.
See you in a few months. Bye.